the Rubik's telekinesis stuns, the electric vortex from CTY. There's just too many problems, and once he has the BKB, there's no one who threatens him for now. The damage between Gyro and Storm should not be able to pierce his almost 20 armor. So we're probably going to see Vici slow down a little bit until he has that BKB, and then they could look for a Roche into fight maybe.
See what the next plan of action here is from eHome. Just looking to maybe try and take this tier 1 from the bottom lane. Lanham, CTY and RTK moving in. Fenris just here on his own at the moment. So I guess Vici might pop this with the button. They're going to jump in onto Fenris straight away, bringing down the Wyvern. Very nicely done there from the side of eHome. Now in the mid lane, how with the Manta Illusions? To find a tier 1 for the side of VG Gaming, and he'll get away with it as well. And he's just going to continue to push it. Going to get some damage done onto the tier 2. They do find the tier 1 here on the bottom. CTY claiming that gold. Now with the TPs back, they're ready to defend here, eHome. This is a very, very close game. 30 minutes in, 18-17, and CTY, we saw earlier on, losing those Bloodstone charges. Now he's back up to 11, and he's sitting on 4,900 gold sin.
He could one-shot an Orchid right now, if that's what he wants. It's 30 minutes though, so I think
there's BKB.
He's going to get a BKB. I guess reasonable alternatives here would have been a Hex, which would have been a more aggressive approach to countering the AM. Even with BKB and Manta, you can still shut him down very nicely with the Storm Hex. But this is more of a defensive build. We'll deal very well with the Static Storm from Disruptor. We'll counter the Glimpse. We'll counter the Mana Void.
And the Orchid from Quap.
And the Orchid from Quap. There's a lot of value to this.
It's now going to be eHome moving into the Dire jungle. Seeing if they can catch potentially How out. How at the moment towards the bottom. In fact, the whole team of VG is grouped up around the secret shop here. eHome moving around. This lane's really kind of pushed in, so they won't be able to do too much here. Looks like they're just trying to regain control of the jungle, popping down this ward, and VG we'll see what the players, what the next big move is from the side. We're getting to that point of the game, a bit like in game 1, but where both teams are just being very, very careful not to get caught out. Here we've got Hal farming, but he's being backed up in the wings by his full team, so it's going to be very, very hard for each team to find a pick off without it turning into a full 5-on-5.
It's got to be BKB now though. This changes a lot. Might actually, as expected, try to just go for a fight immediately after picking that up, as they have a lot of momentum going in with a 10-second BKB, but no smoke available as it looks for either of them. Hal's just going to farm.
Hal's farm, of course, still miles away, miles ahead, in fact, of YJ on this gyrocopter. 5,000 in difference here.
Almost 6, actually.
Sadly not good. Demon Edge is now done on YJ, and it looks like, what's that? Oh, he's just coming out, yeah, gyrocopter. Okay, so he's going to be working towards his MKB in anticipation of Hal's Butterfly.
The scary thing here for VG is if they take one bad team fight, I think the anti-mage's advantage will not be big enough, even if he finishes his entire inventory. I think eHome have the counters available. So this next fight is really, really important for VG, that if they get it, it needs to be at least an even trade.
Hal's got to be careful. RTK is ready there with the Blink and the Burrow Strike. Both teams very much ready to jump in. CTY getting the vision. Oh, you see how hit? Yes, he can. Sets up the telekinesis. How getting caught out? Can they burst him down before getting the BKB off? Yes, maybe they can. No. Gets the BKB off. Will be able to blink himself away. They're just going to look for Ice here, but Ice gets off the snowball here. He's going to be ready to go back in, picking everyone up. And now with the Winter's Curse holding YJ in place, trying to bring down the gyrocopter. Sonic Wave as well, but now he pops the BKB, turns to Super. Epicenter from RTK, and he gets Fenrir there with the Burrow Strike. CTY coming in, finding the Wyvern. Will he be able to do it? Yes, he will. How though with the Mana Void on CTY. CTY's been silenced up. CTY stuck here. Oh, but they find the kills. A double kill for CTY. Finally, Ice with the snowball will find the kill, but it pays with his life. As the stolen mod, the stolen snowball there, moving in onto FY. Super's had to blink away. 3 heroes down on the side of VG, and it may just be 4. FY looking for the TP out, won't make it. Double kill for YJ, and again, eHome taking the fights perfectly. VG are always the ones to go aggressive here, but that's the second time in which we've seen eHome take a huge advantage in the fight. It is so crucial that CTY goes for that static remnant in the tree line and finds him there so they can set up the fight on their terms. Oh, okay, that's... there was a quap there. Very nicely done. I mean, CTY. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn. 3,400 gold. I mean, he's caught up with the Queen of Pain. Still just a few thousand behind the anti-mage, but CTY and the Storm. Talking about it on the analyst panel, he's certainly turning up in this fight.
We're looking at a 0-gold game. 5,000 experience for eHome here, but it feels like eHome are further ahead now, just because of the... I feel like Beachy's lineup, in order to thrive at this point, kind of relies on being ahead against the one of eHome. So when it's just a draw, eHome can just keep playing the way they've been playing so far, taking the good team fights, finding the farm in between. And as long as Hao doesn't get incredible amounts of farm, they'll be all right. You see, he had the fastest battle fury we've seen in this version, with treads and Poor Man's Shield. Now his farm is just, I want to say average for Anti-Mages this minute, 34. Maybe slightly ahead, but not very much. Considering he had such an impressive start, eHome have done a very good job at disallowing him from just turning this into the AM show.
Looking at the items coming out from the side of eHome Storm, picking up that ultimate orb, so probably going to be looking for that Hex. And the MKB is now done on YJ's Gyrocopter, thanks to the money from those fights. So going to be even harder for BG to try and fight into the next. And as you said, it certainly feels like, even though the graphs may not show it, eHome are the ones with the edge at the moment. Also, Silencer picking up a solo crest. I mean, we're not going to be seeing an MKB or anything like that coming out anytime soon from the lineup of VG.
This is going to make the gyro ridiculously hard for the Dire to kill. Anti-Mage does not have an MKB. He kind of doesn't want to go for one, I think, in this game. So they've got a lot of burst damage with spells, but if YJ gets his BKB off and a Solar Crest, I actually think he's more or less immortal. eHome,
they want to go for it. VG, of course, the ones to previously look for 2 fights. eHome coming out on top. eHome, they feel confident enough to now aggressively look for a fight themselves. ROTK moving in, he's going to find FY here, jumping straight in onto the Disruptor with the telekinesis as well. FY he used up here, but they should be able to clean this one up. They'll get it. Global Silence is coming out from DDC, and now it's Super actually popping the BKB and looking for Lana, but Lana with the Glimmer Cape is going to be okay. Sonic Wave comes down to CT1 YJ, but it's just not that much at this point. Ice with the Royal Spike, but he gets pulled in. Animals come out, but the Winters goes down to YJ, and oh, the Burrow Strike coming down to Ice will fall. How trying to do what he can to turn this one. It's going to be a double kill for Super. CTY finds favor though. The CTY, ROTK, and DDC just about cleaning up here. ROTK looking for the epicenter, will find it. Can't quite close the gap. He's got the blink in a few seconds. No, the poison there, rendering him unable to look for the blink. But nonetheless, 3 for 2. They do lose YJ this time on the gyro, but finding 3 in trade, I think eHome will be happy with that.
From Fenrir to get that Winter's Curse off, or they would have been 5-0'd, I think, in that fight, or at least 4-0'd and forced away. How does get, or actually both of the kills that Vici get go onto Super. That means he has Scythe. He got a lot of money there. For eHome, who got the kills? We got 1 on gyro and I think 2 on Storm. So now up to 12 Bloodstone charges, and CTY now closing in on his own Hex. So they're going pretty much toe-to-toe. Look at the net worth of the Queen of Pain and the Storm. They've been very close pretty much all game. But Vici Gaming might get the bigger target here as they're looking
Hex is actually done on the twop now though. So we've got another form of lockdown here to the side of VG. Which is going to be very nice. Especially if they can jump in and catch out the Silencer before.
Oh wait, Storm already has it too. I thought he was missing some more here, so. Okay.
Now VG get the Roshan. eHome can't quite get themselves out of the base there in time to contest it. Aegis going the way of Hao here on this anti-mage. eHome just pushing out the mid lane. CTY, 12 Bloodstone charges at the moment. Of course, worth noting as well that on DDC, he's stolen 32 intelligence so far this game, being involved in the majority of the fights that have gone down favoring the side of eHome. Again, at this point of the game, VG actually making a movement here into the Radiant jungle. Not smoked up, just trying to secure some more farm here for Hao. Stealing the jungle camps here for themselves. Now, looks like they've got their eyes on this tier 2 on the bottom lane. They tried for it last time, and we did see eHome come out on top of the team fight. Let's see if eHome are able to do it again. Looks like CTY is just heading up to the top lane. The rest of the side of eHome are there now. It's going to TP back. Okay, they want to try and fight. It looks like they may want to just try and straight up defend the tier 2 here. Hao on the front lines. Notification will come out. YJ's actually been blocked off here from the rest of the team, and Hao realizes they jump straight in, but RTK blinking forward. But now, with the Winter's Curse onto YJ getting low. Can they kill the gyro? No! He's still alive here. YJ's going to turn around and start to fight. Will finally go down there to Hao. Hao looking for RTK now as well. Ice moving in here. Also, CTY will zip forward. They want to try and find more. No, eHome want to get themselves out. CTY low on mana. They want to stop the fight. It's not a good fight for them so far because VG were able to find YJ. They only lose FY here on the Disruptor. And off the back of that, VG might even try and push up to the high ground here. Maybe try and force out the buyback here from Gyrocopter. And Hao just goes straight forward. CTY zips back. Going to creep with RTK finds the Burrow Strike. CTY, DTS, all that. The telekinesis as well. Hao held in place. Glimmer kept up. Will be able to get himself out of this one, though. He's a little bit too tanky for them to bring down without the right-click damage of Gyro. VG in a pretty good position after that fight here on the bottom lane.
It turns out to be really important there that, first of all, Vici get a really good jump on the Gyro, and they do finally just barely bring him down in that situation. But Hao wanted to secure the kill, so he went for the Mana Void, but he went for it right after the BKB of the Gyro came out. That means that being unavailable disallows Vici from really chasing that fight down. If he hadn't used the Mana Void, which ended up doing absolutely nothing in that fight, they could have maybe gone for a secondary, maybe even a tertiary kill via the Storm Spirit's low mana pool. Instead, they get a 1-for-1, they get the tower, and they do not lose anything here for Vici Gaming apart from their Disruptor. Still have the Aegis. This is a full Abyssal coming out now for Hao. This is going to make him able to kill Gyro so much faster, and it's going to allow him to be the initiator. Now they don't have to commit the Hex immediately.
This is going to put VG in a very good position, and they want to fight straight away with it. Making their way straight into the jungle. Lanham looking for a D-ward. It might be his last one for a bit of time as Hao comes in. Limicate will be there. Oh, Lanham's able to get himself out of this one. Hao moving forward. Oh, he gets the blink off. He's out of there. CT1 zipping forward without the Winter's Curse holding in place. Hao starting to go to work. The BKB was already caused by CT1. The lose Fenrir. Hao looking for the matches. Will he be able to find it? No, CT1 is able to zip away. Now YJ coming in, but the snowball from Ice moving forward with the Warriors pushing out to YJ as well. Hao with the right click smashing him up. YJ still trying to fight for this. Global silence has been popped. Hao just looking to chase this one down. RTK with the epicenter there. We go with the Burrow Strike, holding Hao back. The glimpse is there. They want to YJ, and he will lose his life. RTK silenced up. Ice trying to find the stun with the snowball. Will get it. Super's there. Hao as well with the Hex. RTK nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Hao gets himself a double kill. And that fight indeed, they pick up the Abyssal. They go straight for the fight, and VG coming out on top. They'll look for the tier 2 here in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, they're absolutely going to be able to claim that. There is a buyback on Gyro and Sand King, and Vici might be able to force both of them by just committing on here. They should have the Guardian Greaves ready very soon here for Ice. 10 seconds on cooldown. They just go in here. Storm cannot hold this alone. Hao, by the way, will have his Abyssal in a second.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Hao. Well, he's jumped straight onto DDC. Looks for the bow. Oh, Mana Void.